Offside, out of bounds. Welcome to Offside and Out of Bounds. This is episode 5 of our baseball fantasy draft, the second bag. Now, there's some great second basemen out there, but it is also known most of the times as more of a defensive position, but there are a few heavy hitters that come in on the 2 bag. Obviously, those names are probably going to go quick as guys are starting to fill out their infield and their rosters. But the good thing is there's a lot of guys that are going to have surprising years this year outside the top 5 that we're going to break down. And we look forward to discussing that with you. Let's go. Now, coming in first on the list of second baseman is Ozzie Albies, coming off a decent year where he had 32 hits, 6 home runs, 21 runs scored, 19 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a 773 OPS. Don't really have him as the top-rated second baseman in our eyes. Baseball Reference has him finishing the year off at 111 hits, 16 home runs, 66 RBIs, 66 runs scored, and that's part and due to the offense in Atlanta. 54 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, and an 808 OPS. Don't think those numbers are high enough to be wasting a pick high to fill out your infield. We feel there are definitely others here that deserve a lot more attention than he does. Next up from the power Yankees, DJ LeMahieu. Coming up a season where he had 71 hits, 10 home runs, 41 runs scored, 27 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and had an OPS of 1,011. Now, like him in the spot, you get great offense from him, tons of RBI situations for him in New York with the guys that are there. We definitely feel he's probably the top-rated second baseman. But again, just because of the way offense rules drafts, he will go high. But not to worry, if you don't hit on him, there are other guys behind him that can help fill that gap up. Baseball Reference has him wrapping up the year at 150 hits, 20 home runs, 88 runs scored, 73 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, and an OPS of 827. Coming in at third on the list of second baggers is Whit Merrifield, the number 3 overall second baseman and 42nd overall ranked player, coming into the year with 70 hits, 9 home runs, 38 runs scored, 30 RBI, 12 stolen bases, and an OPS of 764. We really like Whit Merrifield. In fact, we think he could be a dark horse here. So he's not that well known of a name, so you could get him in a couple rounds down, but Baseball Reference has him finishing the year off with 163 hits, 15 home runs, 85 runs scored, 64 RBI, 24 stolen bases, and a 772. Now, if that stat line comes anywhere close to that, it's almost as if he's going to have a more productive year than DJ is. So definitely put him in that queue, and if you can grab him 3rd, 4th round maybe, he could be a dark horse, but he could be available even after that. Coming in as the 4th ranked second baseman and 67th overall ranked player is Keston Hiura. Coming into the season, he had 46 hits, 13 home runs, 30 RBIs, 32 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, and an OPS of 707. Don't like him in this spot. Don't think he should be in the top 5. Offensively, there's others that are better that aren't even in the top 10, really. But Baseball Reference has him finishing the year off with 130 hits, 28 home runs, 77 runs scored, 77 RBI, 10 stolen bases, and an OPS of 818. I mean, if you're looking to fill out the bench, keep him in the queue, but he probably won't be a bench player for somebody. We just feel there are a lot others better in this spot than he is. Rounding out the top 5 is the trash can man himself, Jose Altuve. Had an off year, 42 hits, 5 home runs, 32 runs scored, 18 RBI, 2 stolen bases, an OPS of 629, which is atrocious. Now, Baseball Reference does have him finishing the year at a tick up, 133 hits, 20 home runs, 79 runs scored, 62 RBI, 9 stolen bases, and an OPS of 799. He could be a surprise now that there's the wearing off of the whole trash can incident. He had the year he dealt with the boos and the jeers. He could be set for a pretty prime year. But again, he has a name, so people will be looking at him as the draft starts to get deeper. Okay, we're on the clock. So our first choice here to fill out that second base role is going to be Whit Merrifield. We just think there's a huge upside potential to him, and he's definitely going to have a great offensive year. Outside of him, we go off the board and we visit Toronto. As there's a couple of guys there that are going to be bouncing around between positions, which is shortstop and second base. And those two players are Marcus Semien and Bo Bichette. Now, Bo is listed as the shortstop in the fantasy game. Marcus Semien is there as well. We feel either one of these guys and the fact that they're interchangeable could be a huge upside potential. Bo with the offense, Marcus Semien with the offense, and Bo's going to give you some decent OPS numbers as well as the runs, and he's got a lot of protection in this lineup this year. So look at the RBI situation to go up and the runs scored to go up as well. Thank you for joining us for this episode of our fantasy baseball draft. As always, stay safe, support local, and see ya real soon.